How's it going? How are we? It is literally 19:43, so 7:45. Another night shift in the bag, so yeah, just gonna head off now. Got the old night driving glasses, so I look absolutely ridiculous. But there we go. I'll tell you what, I bought these a few weeks ago, and they, I think just to see what they were like, because you read about them online, and I quite like my rallying, you know, the World Rally Championship and stuff, and you see other guys wearing them, and I was like, what's all the hype? Do they make driving at night really easy? They kind of don't really, I guess. They do and they don't. They don't make the visibility like massively improved, but they sort of like these sort of LED matrix headlights and all that really shiny stuff. They do tend to dim. They dim those lights a little bit, which makes it kind of easier. I find it like now. What time did I get up? I got up at like half four p.m. because I'm on nights, right? And it's now like 7:45. So I'm not that tired at the minute. I'm alright. So it's not too bad. But when I come out of work in the morning and I'm real tired, I do find they work well. But yeah. Anyway, digressing to something quite boring there about glasses. But yeah. Yeah, this week is going to be a good week. We've got the Victoria booked in for Saturday night, so I'm going to be there downstairs spinning the tunes, which I'm really looking forward to. I think it's 8 o'clock start, and then 1 o'clock finish. So yeah, it's a fairly healthy set. That a good 5 hours of trying to create a vibe, which I'm very much looking forward to. I think last week or the week before, well, I played the Victoria about 2 weeks ago. I did a video about, I guess, how I like set up for the night in terms of like, you know, buying some tunes, how I kind of do that, packing away, heading to the venue, setting up, and then I was going to do a packing down video, but I was very tired, to be honest with you, and I forgot. But on the video, if you've seen it, I did just reverse the setting up, which is exactly the same thing, so it would have looked a lot different, to be honest with you, maybe just less like moving in reverse. But yeah, but this week it's kind of too soon really to buy new tunes for me, because I think I like to give it a month or so before I go and buy new stuff. I used to do it more regular. I mean, I used to have this habit where it was like every time I was DJing, and like if you're out there DJing, I guess like I am, or like I have done, and you're like, you know, you're not a superstar DJ, but you're a regular, you know, you're in a venue maybe every week, maybe every 2 weeks, maybe every 3 weeks, but you're a regular kind of enthusiastic working DJ on a weekend. I used to feel the need for every single gig, like, oh, I've got to buy some tunes this week because I'm playing X, Y, and Z. And like, I do that, and I used to like, I mean, nowadays it's the iTunes or Apple Music playlist. Tend to get a lot of stuff, harvest a lot of stuff, put it on there, go through it. And I still use other sites, Traxsource, Beatport, etc. But like, when they were the main way of harvesting music, you know, which was kind of old school really, only in a digital world, because you couldn't really look when you were out, you couldn't look when out and about, you had to be at the store, at the online store, right? And I used to buy like a chunk of tunes every gig, which was great, I suppose, because it built up my catalogue. But like, if I bought 20 tracks, it was all house, garage, you know, a bit of a mixture of stuff, but it was all house. Oh, thank you. That's very nice. People are nice tonight. Like yesterday, people were not so nice. People were crazy yesterday. Yeah, so like, I'd buy 20 tracks. I'd be like sitting in the sort of online store, in the sort of cart or whatever you want to call it, the shopping basket. I think cart's like an American term, right? 20 tracks, feeling everyone. Oh, these are all wicked. La 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 la. You know, sometimes it'll be tracks by like, I don't know. You got like artists that you always kind of, they are your go-to artists. You know, for me, it still is, to be honest with you, like Kerry Chandler, Fred Everything, At Jazz, like, and loads more. And you'd see these names, and generally, bang. I wouldn't even like, I'd listen to him, but I'd be like, I gotta get that. And to be fair, those guys, like for me, like, I don't think there's ever been a time where I've regretted that, because they're always banging tracks. But you get to that end of that cart, and you're like, right, all these 20 tracks, like, it might have been 30, I whittled it down a little bit, so I've always done a bit of a process there, of trying to not buy the entire site, and completely, like, end up in a deficit rather than having, like, a little bit of money left over at the end of the night. Because, you know, you're getting paid to DJ, like, anyone that does it can tell you, it's so expensive to do. But that's the game, you know. You got to buy your music, you got to buy your kit, you got to buy this, you got to buy that, and you got to get there and back. You know, if you're doing it for the money, unless you're, you know, Carl Cox maybe, or someone quite famous, you're probably not in it for the right reasons, because there ain't a fortune to be made in it. I tell you, all the money you make, you'll probably spend on it. But I love it. But anyway, those 20 tracks. Gonna get all these tracks. I've whittled it down already. I've already got rid of 10, so out of 30, great. I think it's like 20 tracks. Realistically, there's probably 4. Like, if you looked at, like, over the years, like, how many of those tracks do I revisit? Like, when they're in that playlist of, like, new music or whatever, or with a date on it, and I'm like, oh, that's the new stuff. Like, you know, you'd be out DJing and be like, oh, all the roads closed. Oh no. Well, that's not worked out very well. Anyway, you know, you'll be playing out for over a year. The first initial month, you'll be always going back to that playlist. Like, I've got to make the effort to buy these to play these tunes. But once they get categorised into their folders of like deep house, soulful house, I don't know, like new disco, whatever, however you create your playlists. Like, how often do you revisit them? Like, realistically, some of those tunes, like, they may never get played again, or for a very long time. So this is why now I've learned through many years of experience of spending too much money that, you know, give it a month. You don't need to have the hottest stuff all the time. Make sure that you're buying it for the right reasons. Do you really like the track? You know, do you really want to play it? Because it's interesting, like, I find this really good with the playlist thing, and like, everyone does their own thing, everyone's got their own process, I guess. But I love that kind of having the Apple Music playlist on my phone, because you know, you can do it with Tracksource as well. They've got like an app. I think Beatport do as well. You know, you just listen to it over and over and over months and months. Well, I say over months and months, over like a month. I need to do a dodgy U-turn here. Those roadworks causing absolute havoc. You think someone might let me go, aren't you? But are you gonna let me go, Mr. Prius? Oh, you are. Oh, he's giving me a flash as well. What a man. What a or woman, person, anybody? And I'm then going to be cheeky and rejoin the road, because the traffic lights have just come over. You can't turn right, but you can turn left. So you eat. Happy days. But anyway, what was I on about? Yeah, it's good that, because the playlist, because you listen over and over and over like a month, and you actually find that, do you love all those tunes that you've put in that little playlist? Possibly not. Oh, there's a bit of carnage here. People are going to let me go? Oh. There's like a bus that's like got the hazards on. A 50 bus, which is like the main bus into town. But I think he might be broken. Oh, he's moving. He's moving. Oh, sweet. Come on, I can make it over on green. Oh, yeah. What a success. But yeah, you find the end of that month, you're like going through those playlists and you're like, actually, I'm not feeling every tune on here. Like, every tune on here isn't what I thought it was. you know, you kind of almost get bored of some of it yourself. But you know the ones that are, you know, you I can't get my words out today. You then know the tracks, the tracks that you need. You know what? I said it wasn't Carnage. It's Carnage. People doing like 20-point turns in the middle of the main road. Like, those wheels are way too big as well. Why have you got those wheels on that car? Sorry, digressing. Yeah, those, like, you'll end up with like, I don't know, like 30 tracks in your playlist. You listen to them all month long. You get to the end of that month, you're like, actually, there's only 15 or 10 that I really like. So you'll through that process, I find it really good because you end up just buying the stuff you really want to play. I'm not saying I don't tend to go mental sometimes, because sometimes I'll look up artists to buy the one track and I'll find other tracks of theirs and I'll be like, oh, they're also really good, and then never play them. But yeah, so I might try and do a little video on that Thursday, maybe. Sorry, not about that, about the next thing which I was going to go on about, which is organising the playlist I've already got Thursday. So that's what I'm going to try and do Thursday. Confuse myself. Because yeah, I've already got like probably 10 new playlists that I've not organised for like ages, because I'm dreadful at doing that. Because it's always like a big job. You're like, oh, I don't want to organise all this. So I might try and do a little video about that, about how I organise those out and where I put them and how I do my kind of library. Which, like, sometimes my library's good, but sometimes I think it's a bit too complicated, and sometimes I think it could be better. But you know, but there you go. But yeah, looking forward to Vic on Friday. It's going to be, sorry, Saturday. It's going to be good. I think I am tired. I think I am tired. But normally this week is the perfect week for DJing. It still is, to be honest with you. It still is, because I'm on night shifts. Anyone who works nights, they are a bit strange. You do feel a bit odd. But when you're DJing on weekends, you're working nights, man. You're like working 8 o'clock till 1 o'clock, or 9 o'clock to 3 o'clock, or whatever the set time is if you're doing an entire night. I mean, even if you're only doing a few hours, it's like 10 till 12 or something. So the kind of shift change kind of feeds into that quite well. But this week's a bit of a strange one, because I'm going to the Arnold. This is like a totally separate topic, which is not really relevant, but I'm going to a festival, not a festival. It's like a bodybuilding festival, the NEC, the Arnold Schwarzenegger Expo, which I've always wanted to go to. But at the minute, I'm real focused on my fitness and stuff, like really into it. I feel like I lost a lot of momentum with it, so I'm real driven with it. I was like, that'll be good, because I get to go and see him talk live as well, which I'll be like, oh, that'll be sweet, man, because he's a legend. Like, grew up watching all his films and stuff, so yeah. So that's going to be it's going to be a bit of a weird week with that, because I'm not going to work my last shift on Thursday, which means then I'll have to get up at a normal time on Friday morning to go to the expo. You know, to get there for 10 o'clock. I'll probably need to leave for like 9. So yeah, I'm going to feel a bit tired, I think, Saturday, but you know, it is what it is. And that's the name of the game, you know. I mean, I have to say, like, if you're out DJing on weekends, I mean, I don't know many people that do it full time. I think I know like 1 or 2 people that do it full time. Maybe a few more actually, or have done it full time. Maybe not so much now. But like for most DJs, it's not profitable enough. There's not enough money to be made to do it as a full-time job. Like, you've got to be so lucky, or just work so hard. And like, I've had years where I've worked really hard at it, and there was like, it wasn't because I did anything different really, it was just that there was more opportunities. So I was like, oh, I'll grab a few of those opportunities. To the point where I think it was a bit detrimental, to be honest with you. I mean, I was also drinking while I was DJing at that particular time, which was probably not the healthiest thing to do. I mean, that's another thing. That's a whole other video that, like, let's not go into that today. But like, that part of the culture. But oh, that was mental. Be like working full time, like be out on a Friday night, Saturday day for a brunch thing, Friday night at somewhere, then maybe do a Sunday afternoon or something, and like, you know, you kind of, because you're hungry for it. I mean, you kind of like got the financial reward, And like, I don't even think about the fact that like, oh, I can save more money. I just think like, oh, I can buy more music, I can buy some more kit, like whatever. You know, you're so hungry to do it. You're so hungry to like be up there, like making a vibe, creating the energy, like delivering to people what you want to hear. But it gets, yeah, that can get a bit much. So I think if it was your full-time job, it wouldn't be so bad. But you might get a bit bored of it if it was that repetitive. I don't know. I've never fully experienced that, so I don't know. Maybe somebody else can tell me. But yeah, balance it between a job. You know, for me, 2 to 3 a month is enough, because otherwise, apart from the fact that knackers you out, you kind of like, it starts to like eat into your home life. You know, if you've got like, well, it doesn't really matter if you've got a partner or not, if you live alone or not. Like, there's still things you need to do. Pay the bills, like organise your finances, wash your clothes, clean your car if you've got a car. Like, I don't know, there's just these things you have to do, and yeah, when you're working that much, it does become a bit detrimental. But you've got to want to do it, man. You've got to love it. If you don't love it, you ain't really gonna do it. You know. I mean, I do know of people that do it just for the money, and that's cool, but not for me. I think the day I turn up to a gig and I'm not enjoying it, like, don't get me wrong, I have gigs where I don't enjoy myself as much, but it's not because I don't like doing it. I'm a bit like, I'm knackered. I'm like burnt out. Been doing too much of this, too much of that. Been working extra hours. Maybe hit the gym every day. I don't know, whatever. And you're just like, oh, I'm just so done. But you're there, and you just like, you do it. But I wouldn't count that as being bored of it. That's just like, you're just burnt out. You're just tired. You're just knackered. But the day I turn up to a gig and I'm like, I don't like doing this anymore. Like, I don't know what that would feel like. But then I think it's time to not do it for a while. I don't think I'd ever stop. So I do enjoy it. But yeah. But there we go. So I'm gonna log out because I'm not far away from work, and I want to get my head in the game. And I've got Smooth FM on the ready to listen to some nice chilled stuff before work. So yeah, man, I might see you Thursday for a bit of information on organising a playlist. But yeah, man, take it easy. Catch you later.